Peter Attia has one mission. Don't just live longer, live better. He's one of the world's leading longevity doctors, a physician who spent decades studying aging, metabolism, and performance at the highest level. He calls it Medicine 3.0.
I love that. I love it.
Using food, tracking, and simple habits to fight aging before it wins.
And as we build one of his go-to meals, we'll reveal the rules he lives by, the ones most people overlook, but could change how you think about eating for longevity.
As this bowl comes together, so will the rules Dr. Attia lives by. Not the flashy trends, but the practices that most people overlook. The ones that quietly stack into decades of extra health and longevity.
And if you're part of our worldwide tribe, you know this isn't theory. It's how we live. These are the habits a longevity doctor uses himself and teaches to others who want to age stronger. Our job is to show you how to make them work in your own life.
While that's cooking, let's start with what Attia puts front and center: protein. A lot of people think it's about bulking up, but the truth is, it's about keeping your muscle. And keeping muscle means keeping independence into your later years, because muscle is one of the strongest predictors of how well you're going to age.
And that's the real story. Muscle isn't about looking fit. It's about staying independent, protecting energy, and extending life. Protein first, and you're literally investing in strength for decades.
Another principle Attia leans on flips that usual script. Most of us think that health is something that you begin to notice when it starts to fail. But Attia, he likes to think differently. He says, what gets measured gets managed, and that's one of my favorite lines. He tracks everything from labs to sleep to blood glucose, because numbers tell the story decades before symptoms do.
And here's why that matters. Insulin resistance is one of aging's silent villains. It's associated with higher risks of cardiovascular disease, several cancers, and Alzheimer's years before you'd ever know. By measuring early, you can make small changes now that add up to a longer, stronger life.
That's why we track everything also. We've paired our Stelo continuous glucose monitor with our Oura ring, and we've actually built an entire series showing how we use those two tools to manage our own health. If you haven't seen it yet, it's what you're gonna watch after you finish this video. Fasting usually gets labeled as a weight loss trick, but Attia sees it as a tool for longevity, triggering cellular repair and resetting metabolism. He co-founded the fasting app Zero and served as its chief medical officer, helping guide protocols and expert content. And that's actually the app that I've used to build my own fasting habits. Research from the New England Journal of Medicine shows fasting does more than trim fat. It supports metabolic, cardiovascular, and brain health through pathways like metabolic switching and cellular stress resistance.
Fasting isn't about starving. It's about giving your body the time and space to repair. When you do it right, you'll feel the difference. Less inflammation, steadier energy, and a body that stays younger longer.
And this is where being a part of the worldwide tribe makes a big difference. We hold each other accountable to these overlooked habits so they actually stick. All right, we're gonna start prepping this meal now.
It's about 1 cup.
While we do, let's talk about carbs. Carbs get a really bad rap. A lot of people treat them like the enemy. I know for years as we were going through those fad diets trying to figure out weight loss, we often took that approach. But Attia likes to think about them a different way. It's not about avoiding carbs, it's about timing them. By eating starches like rice or quinoa later in the day, many people find that it actually supports sleep. It supports the serotonin and melatonin pathways that drive sleep and can shorten the sleep onset time when timed properly. And deep sleep isn't just rest, it's your body's nightly repair shop. If you skip it, that's when the bad guys win. Your brain clogs, your cells don't recover faster, and your body ages faster.
And it's the same with whole foods. People think ultra-processed meals are just about extra calories, but the truth is, they fuel inflammation, one of aging's fastest accelerators. That's why Attia sticks to olive oil, fresh herbs, and foods as close to nature as possible. Every swap from packaged to whole is like hitting rewind on the aging clock.
We are just moments away from trying this delicious meal. Before we get there, let's talk about how most people think that longevity is only about food or fitness. But Attia reminds us that it's bigger than that. He's famous for his dad's salmon recipe. This is just olive oil, lemon, mustard, cumin, not just because it's healthy, but it connects him to his family. And that's an overlooked truth. Food isn't just fuel, it's connection. And connection is one of the strongest predictors of living longer.
To recap Attia's philosophy, prioritize protein to protect muscle. Measure what matters. Use fasting as a longevity tool. Time your carbs to fuel deep sleep. And choose whole foods to fight inflammation. These aren't trends, they are proven, overlooked habits that stack into decades of health. And they're exactly what we share inside the Worldwide Tribe. That's why our tribe keeps coming back. We live this out together, not just talk about it.
If you want to see how we actually track these habits, blood glucose, sleep, recovery, don't miss our series on the Oura plus Stelo continuous glucose monitor. That's where we show you how these tools fit into real life. We'll see you there. Very good.
Very good. Thank you, Dr. Peter Attia.